Ghosts in Us contains serious and sometimes disturbing events and is not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Ghosts in Us podcast. We have a very special guest today. I know I teased it in the past, and let me just tell you, it happened. For those who listen, you'll understand. Before we get into it, though, before we get in, I do want to do some quick housekeeping with you, Taylor. Jonathan, from when we were at OBI for that watch party, actually commented on our Superstitions podcast, and he said, funny story about the shoes. When my dad remodeled the family farm in New London, they put shoes in the wall. It was an old pair of his and his wife's sisters, like his wife, his sister, and then this was actually pretty recent. He said it's a little bit hard to read sometimes, but I can follow it. Recently, his dad remodeled the farm, and just a couple of years ago, they got the idea because the family had shoes in the wall when they took the walls down, so they kept the tradition going.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. So I wanted to share that. So thank you for sharing that with us. And I'm glad that you were very open to that. So here it is on the next episode of the podcast that we are recording, in time. But today we have a guest that I've been looking forward to talking to for a very long time right now. We have the equipment and gear tech designer, Jeff Konkel. He is... You are the guy for Ghost Adventures when it comes to some of their newer gear, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
that's awesome. Honestly, I have a couple of questions I have written down. So if you're okay with it, let's kind of like dive into like your background of like how you got into designing paranormal gear. Was it just like a fascination, or were you always like into the paranormal? Like, I can make this better.
Well, no, it all started, kid-wise, ripping apart TVs, seeing how they work and things like that. And, my father was an electrical engineer. So, you learn from the best. And as I got older and wanting all this equipment that, I've been seeing, it was basically, it was what it was back in the 80s and the 90s, You got bells, you got an EMF reader that that was day by day stuff. But after a while that stuff got expensive because as the paranormal field became bigger, things got more expensive.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Things get so expensive now that I'm just better off building it myself.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've always been a builder, so I built everything and anything I possibly can. So it's just something that I enjoy doing and love doing. So
that's awesome. One thing I wanted to know though, because I thought I read this somewhere and now I'm not finding it. So are you the creator of the XLS, or are you just a person who said, I can make that better and I can make it more advanced?
I made it.
You made it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there saying that they made it. And, some people had things like that on a computer, but they didn't have it mobile. It was only stationary.
Right. I thought it was Bill Chappell at first. I thought I had read on the old digital dowsing side, because I know he did the SLS.
God of all. Yeah, he's the god of all creation. No, he did SLS, and he's got the SLS 2, I believe, coming out soon. But no, I did make the SLS and sell it for people who couldn't afford to buy, expensive items like that. And I made those a long time ago, and I quit making them. So then I started, I had this thing sitting up in the closet because I had power issues, and finally took it out and solved the power issues, and it became mobile. And then after it became mobile, it went on a vest.
That's awesome. So but I've seen people make them and put them into a more handheld thing like the SLS. Is that something that you think harms it? Because I know yours is the vest. Do you feel yours?
It doesn't harm it. It just doesn't last long.
Okay.
Because the power system that are used in those style of camera systems, it's not regulated for that long to use.
Right.
So
Okay. That was just something I was always curious because I watch the show and I see everybody wear the vest or I see them put it on like tripods, and you even had it on a cart because you made the XLS 2, which does the 3D like image of like you could see a face, and you use that in the what episode was that? It was
I don't remember what hotel that was.
the San Carlos episode.
Yeah, in the basement. Yes. That was the first capture ever with that camera system.
That was insane to see. How did you come up with that? Or if you can share?
I worked with two guys in Switzerland on the programming for that, and they helped me, and I helped, back and forth. So it was a, two-part programming situation to help me out with that, and. So, yeah, that one came about. I mean, it's still got some glitches, but yeah, glitch wise, which means it shuts on and off sometimes.
Right.
But capture faces, that was the only face that ever caught in that one given moment. And it was amazing.
It smiled at you.
Well, in the programming, it's got, you can have basic to where it would show just the face itself. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And you can pick if you want the eyebrows to move, you X the boxes. You want it to smile or give gestures, then you would click that box. And the really crazy thing about that is none of those boxes were clicked. So that smile came out of nowhere, and that's what freaked me out the most.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
Oh my gosh, like if we look at stuff that you've made for the paranormal, and I know when we were talking, you said you're going to be having your XLS, you're going to have a pre-order going up soon. Is that like if we can say that? I don't know if we can talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Okay.
As soon as I get okay, then yeah, I'm going to start doing pre-orders for them. So,
is it going to be like a whole vest situation, or is it going to be okay? How heavy does one of those like go? Like they can't be.
Well, it's not the fact that it's heavy. It's the fact that it's comfortable. You can walk around with just the camera in your hand and the tablet on your chest, and you still have a free hand to, hold a EVP recorder, EMF, things like that. I made it to where it was simplified for the guys so they could use it. So
that's really cool. Because, gosh, you got to be on the road all the time. Like, how do you go about creating your power supplies? Because, like, I know what we see is 40 minutes. Like, what we see is 40 minutes of content, but you're going at it for, gosh, 6, 8, 12 hours at a time. No, 15. I mean, obviously not running it all. 15 hours. Oh, there you go.
So there's a lot of content. We're there a week, and it takes that much content to make one show. Yeah. Because if we don't get anything, continue to push it and look for it and until we get evidence.
Yeah.
So how do you go about saying, okay, we're going to be shooting for this whole week? What kind of power supply do you run? Like, is it like a certain amount of voltage that you're trying to run through it? Because it's got to operate the tablet and the XLS, because those adapters aren't super usable unless you obviously do more than likely like customize your own wire adapters, I'm assuming.
Yes. But yeah, no, that vest pulls about 67 volts. Okay. So, and that vest could last a whole week on one battery.
Oh, damn. Sorry, I really like talking gear. Like, I like learning about this kind of stuff because
Blaine's in heaven.
Honestly, yeah. Like, seriously, like this was what I was looking forward to. Like, since we set this up, because I'm looking to start making my own. Like I told you, and I'm at that very basic level where I'm just like jerry rigging stuff together. I'm like, oh, Taylor, we can make this easier to hold, or we can make this like lighter, and I can like.
Where it starts. That's where it starts. You know, you're going to sit there and see the paranormal gear that people create. And, you know, there's DIYs on how to create EMF meters as well as, you know, everything else out there. You know, but you build it to what you want to build it to. I tell everybody out there, if you're going to build it, have fun. You know, it doesn't bother me. Shouldn't bother anybody that you're going to build your own stuff. You're going to make it your own.
Right.
You know, you could take a piece of equipment and amp it up a little bit, add another speaker, do what you got to do, add a reverb knob to it, you know, make it echo, you know, things like that. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. You know,
I feel like people should encourage and support anyone that's trying to explore and make their own things.
Yeah, if you do it, you make it your own, you know, because once you take it out in the field, it's yours. You know, that's one of those things. The guys, once they take that stuff out in the field, everybody takes their specific piece of gear home with them. It doesn't get touched. The only time it gets touched when I charge it.
That's awesome.
And it's the way everybody loves their piece, you know. You know, it's like Aaron and his Polaroid. Oh no, you can't touch that Polaroid. It stays in its own case, and when he comes to get it, he takes it out of the case and he puts it on and off he goes. You know, that's his, because the way he feels about it and the way he attracts them anyway, the pictures he gets with that equipment is, I mean, with that, just that Polaroid is, wow, it's insane.
Right. Yeah, I actually just got. Oh, Taylor, I never told you. I actually just bought a Polaroid, so so I'm looking to play test it out and see what we can do and customize that up. So, like, make it a UV type or ultraviolet kind of IR full spectrum thing. So UV,
we've been getting a lot of good pictures in UV.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. But you know how to work a Polaroid. So
yeah,
I mean, Polaroid simplified, but just remember to stay in that same spot and take 1 to 3 pictures.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Always extra, so that you can go back and look and say, hey, that wasn't there a second ago.
Exactly.
You know,
that wouldn't be. It's not our first rodeo. Taking pictures during investigations. A whole lot of nothing, but we try.
Yeah.
Dude, do you have any questions for Jeff? I don't want to.
I just want to ask, like, what's your favorite experience that you've had in your career?
My favorite?
Your favorite.
Or most memorable? Oh, most memorable would be freaking Goldfield. That was when they initiated me into the group a little bit. You know, they had me running the cables. 3rd floor is notoriously haunted badly. And I was running cable up there, and we had people there 2 weeks prior to us getting there, and they sheeted all the windows in black. Totally no sun for 2 weeks in this place. It was totally pitch dark. They covered up all the holes, any holes that you could see out of, they covered it. So I was up there running cable in the middle of the afternoon, and 3rd floor, I was like, oh shit, man, I'm getting tired, you know? So I lean up against the wall and I lean over just to take a breath. And the stairway that goes straight down, and then as soon as you get up to the top of the stairway, it splits off 2 separate ways, left or right. And you just have a wall, you know, it goes to the first room right when you go up to the top of the stairs. And I leaned up against the wall, and I just happened to look to my freaking right, and there's something was out looking out the door at me, just this black mass. It scared you. I rolled down those stairs. I slid right on my ass about halfway down. That
holy crap.
Was insane, you know. And just not too long ago, I got kicked out of a basement almost. This thing didn't want me down there. You know, the guys stuck me down there on my own, and it was not a good scenario. So,
gosh, well, hopefully that makes it to TV.
That wasn't too long ago. That was like shit your pants moment.
Has there ever been? Okay, so I've been rewatching all of the episodes that you're like in and like explaining some of the tech, because that's where I was really interested in. But there are moments where you're emotionally or physically affected, have you ever brought any of that home with you?
I'll get my kid in here. No. Yes, I have.
Has it
And
been
Has
like
it like affected home life in any
negatively?
way?
Is it like
it's kind of like a battery. It's a residual. It hangs around for a little bit. Then I kind of says, well, since it's here, I'm going to do some experimentation to see if I can, build something around this and talk to it, But by the time I get it all said and done, it's gone. I actually had to do one cleansing on the house because I had something that wouldn't leave. It kept popping my cupboard doors open, banging on the walls. And my kid would call me on the phone saying, do you ever bring anything home with you ever again? I was like, it's not me. I said, those things are on for a ride. Sometimes it comes home with the gear.
Yeah.
I get gear talking to me sometimes,
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I had to ask because I know there are moments where I've seen, like, obviously on the show, I've seen you get like just angry and you're like, oh, okay, I need to go back to this area. I want to confront this. It's like, no, don't do that, Jeff.
I remember that one.
Don't do this. What are you doing?
I'd never done anything like that, but that wasn't me. So I still have nightmares from that.
Damn. Holy crap, dude.
That was horrible.
So I have this written down and I don't know if you can actually talk about it, but you've been posting lately some animatronic work that you've been doing. Yeah. Are you working on the Chucky movie or something? Like you're in California?
No, I'm working on a trigger object.
So, a trigger object.
Yeah, it's going to be something that's going to actually engage with the EMF around it. It's going to have the ability to talk, or you can talk through on a speaker and hear back, and it'll follow the object. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting project. So,
okay, because I saw you had the face mask ready, and you're working on the animatronics of the eye. So I was like, is he like? Are we like?
Is he doing Chucky?
Are we making? Well, because they're still trying to like figure out all the movie ideas for that going on right now, and I was like,
is just
an area
to face off. So, I got something else in mind because I don't want it to be scary. I want it to be more of like a friendly style face.
Right.
Yeah.
So when something gets near it, it will engage it and talk to it. And the sensors that I'm going to be put on it, it'll be able to tell from what direction it's coming from and move to that direction. And so we're going to see what happens.
I feel like no matter what, they'll just be scary.
Absolutely. Because a long time
before I even got together with Ghost Adventures, I was on my own, and when I would investigate, I had drones, ground drones. I had two of them that had cameras equipped on them, EMF, and as well as EVP recorders. And I'd send them to the other end of the buildings and in rooms and let them do their thing. And, I got a lot of evidence like that when there was nobody in the room, no human in the room. I got a lot of, with me being in one room, I got EVPs, but with the equipment that I had that had no buddy with it, it was just by itself. You get a lot of evidence, like when you set a camera in a room, you get more evidence with that than you being in there with the camera. Because, it's, I don't know why that is. I haven't figured it out. Maybe they just don't want to be around us. But, I seem to get more evidence that way. So.
That's so cool. So before you went on with Ghost Adventures, what was one of your favorite locations that you had gone to when you were by yourself?
Oh, let's see. Where was I? Oh, it was downtown. We had a museum down here. It used to be a theater back in the 20s and the 30s. And they asked me to come in because they were filming a movie there. And I knew the owners of, not the owners, but I knew the people who were on the radio station. And they asked me, hey, these guys are going to be filming this movie called The Gallows. And I
Holy,
was like, really? And he goes, yeah. He goes, they've been having problems, on set. And they want you to come, I told them that I knew somebody who was a paranormal investigator, and they want you to come in and do some investigation. And I did. Caught all kinds of things in that place. But yeah. So some of that stuff you hear in the movies, The Gallows, the original movie, some of that stuff is actually didn't happen, like you'll hear the bangs or something noise in the background. They kept it in there. Some of that stuff was real. So
holy shit, man. That's freaking crazy.
it was. I didn't expect to get what I got on it, but yeah, I got quite a bit of stuff.
That's awesome as hell. So, do you have like a favorite location that you've been to now that you're on Ghost Adventures? Because obviously you're going to like bigger, darker, scarier places all across the country. Sometimes, depending on the season, the world,
House calls is an insane amount of time. So, favorite wise, wow. I don't know if I have any favorite ones, but less scary. No, I mean, I've been to so many places and seen so many things.
For real.
And heard a lot of disturbing things. Wow. It's kind of hard to put it all into words. I don't know where to even begin with that, because there's a few places that didn't scare me, and there were a few places that literally scared me to a point I don't want to ever go back in there.
That's fair.
And Goldfield was definitely one of them. You won't catch me going in there anymore. I won't. With the effect that it had on me, and the guys when they went in there, and the evidence they caught was so unbelievable that it was like, wow, that's something. How much more evidence do you want in a place like that, especially when they give Zach's birthday? Okay, what his birthday was,
right?
On an ITC device. How much more evidence do you want that it works? It's crazy. And whatever's in that place right there definitely knows them. And that's one place, yeah, we won't go back to.
That's crazy, man. That's so cool. I'm sorry. I'm kind of just gushing over it. It's so cool. Don't mind me turning red,
Do you need a moment?
Yeah, I might just need a moment.
You need to just fan yourself.
Just woo, baby. No, dude, I don't even know. Like I had questions written down and I literally just breezed right through them. Like seriously, I breezed right through them.
Wow.
Because I'm just like,
okay, I have a question. Do you have a favorite piece of equipment that like you are just so into? Like I know you make your own or you like alter and all that, but
EMF Ouija board I love. So
that is a really cool thing that I saw, like a little video, like I saw your hand go over it or something.
That's so huge. I made the planchette for it, and the planchette is like freaking huge. I had to do it because then I used it. I've got electromagnetic field on the planchette plate. So if something touches it, then it can actually work that way too. So yeah, that one came up.
Nice.
EMF sphere. I love my EMF sphere.
An EMF sphere, is it just how does that all work?
Oh, let's say about 2,000 strands of fiber optic. And a lot of work to put it together.
Oh, I freaking bet.
They love it. You put it on the table and this thing just bounces around. It's like it's actually sitting here. Hold on.
Oh hell yeah, let's go.
I like the little puppet.
This is here.
Okay, yeah.
I've had a lot of good see, it's working off the EMF off the phone right now.
That's cool. See, I've seen something similar like that, you know, like but it has like, it's literally just the hamster ball encasing. They don't have the base. So I'm assuming that just holds it so it's steady, right?
Oh, who made that?
The IDC Institute with Jay Prather, like, and Austin Mann,
I never
the direct link
checked it
guys.
out.
They made something similar. I know some people who are testing them out right now.
Cool. Yeah, they work good. I made this thing a long time ago, so
Damn, throw it. That's it. That's it right there. That's so
I
cool.
use it.
Similar ideas, but you're doing it differently, which is cool.
Yeah. And I'm making that work with EMF, and they have kind of like a spread out Ouija board, basically, is what it's going to be. It's going to detect EMF, and if that square detects EMF, it's going to light up. It's going to have that letter or number on it.
That's cool.
You know what? Okay, I have a question because I'm thinking about like mine and Blaine's like past podcast episodes. What are your thoughts on like the difference between like a Ouija board or a spirit box? Do you think they're similar in a way because you're opening yourself up anyways to contact?
Yeah, with the Ouija board, to me, I never really got into Ouija boards. I don't even know why I built this. I don't. Something told me, hey, you can build it. So I made it, and I used it twice on a couple episodes. And compared to like a spirit box or an ITC communication, they both are similar, but one's audible, one is physical.
Mm-hmm.
If you get enough people on a Ouija board that, you know, the energy is correct, or however you're going to use it correctly, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get something with it. But, you know, with me, I want to be able to see it, because basically the Ouija board that I have right now is, I made it to where there is no human touch required.
Mm-hmm.
The EMF on the board can light up a letter or a number. And if you're standing back and it lights it up and nobody's around it, and to me, that's pretty solid evidence. You know?
Yeah.
That just seems right up Jay's alley.
Do you think Ouija boards are actually like not unsafe, but like dangerous to play with? Because there's a lot of people that like go back and forth on saying like, oh, you shouldn't touch that, but you open yourself up anyways when you investigate. So what's the difference?
You do open yourself up, but you got to watch out what you open yourself up to.
Yeah.
You know, you can play with the Ouija board if you don't know how to correctly, you know, commune with the spirits on the Ouija board, and it can cause definitely a problem. You know, they were made a long, long time ago as a toy, but after the years and years, you know, spirits say, hey, they're using this to try and communicate. Let's work with that, you know. But to me, a Ouija board, I don't really mess with them too much. I really haven't, you know, except for the one thing I made over here. And
yeah,
after that, I never really touch them. Mine's been all visual. I want to see it. I want to be able to capture it on camera. I want to be able to see it. I want to communicate with it, but visually, not audibly. I mean, there's so many people that's made audible devices. Okay, to me, mine's the visual side.
Mm-hmm.
I'll continue with what I'm doing visually, and they have the audible. I'm going to do the visual. You know.
Blaine, do you have any random question?
No,
like I've been just trying to think of like our past episodes and what we've talked about and our theories and opinions. So I wanted to kind of like compare it.
Right. No, and that's a good idea. Oh, I actually do have one. So at the top, I did the superstitions, housekeeping. Is there anything that you do with the guys before an investigation as like a superstitious thing? Like, I know some people will join in prayer, some people will just kind of do like a little ritual type thing. Not like in like a ritual, like I'm going to do a spell or anything, but like, do you guys have any pre-investigation like rituals, or you guys huddle
No,
up and just like shake hands and be like,
no.
all right,
We
guys, let's do
talk
this?
about what we're gonna do. We talk about where we're gonna go, where Zach wants to send each one of us. And with each one of the guys, Aaron is the most open in that area besides Zach. Him and Zach attract it like like bees to honey type thing. But nobody really even talks about it. It's more of just be careful. Don't leave yourself too open. But we want to get this evidence. So talk to it, communicate with it. There's no really any style of ritual that we do in that. It's more of, okay, we're here. We know where the hot spots are. Let's do this and see what we can come up with, because there is preliminary investigation and then there's the investigation,
Mhm. So no group huddle,
No group huddle, no group
Sometimes-
handshake, no group high five. Got it.
no chance.
Group hug every once in a while.
You know what? I blame Billy. I don't think he'd be the high five kind of guy.
Oh, but he's a fist bump, bro.
So actually, I do have one more question that relates to like investigating. So with traveling with Zach and the guys, do you ever go into like his museum and just kind of like, do you get to go around and like play around and like kind of do your own little mini investigations from time to time? Like,
He doesn't let any of his guys play around in them because, with the things that happen in that
well,
museum.
play around's the wrong choice of words. I'll admit that, but
Yeah, but I mean, I've been there multiple times. So, and every time I go through it, you actually see or hear something different, But no, he won't let us go in there individually by ourselves because there's too much stuff in there that can take hold, and it's not a good scenario.
right.
You always have to be with some. But when he does the tours, there's a group of people,
Mhm.
and then somebody that's a tour guide through there that leads you through it. But you can get lost in there too. So, and it's totally dark.
Is there an exhibit in there that you're just like always drawn to? Like, I need to be and do something in here every time.
No, there's one exhibit I don't even go near anymore. It was his Demon House exhibit.
Yep.
And the first in there, walked up to the door, and I was getting ready to go in, and I felt this insane rush of you could feel the waves hit you. The energy was so intense that I was like, I'm not going in there, because if I do, I'll physically pass out. And I didn't go through it. And I was with a group of people, and they're kind of looking at me like, what the hell? I didn't go in. And I have not ever been in that exhibit.
Damn.
I won't go in that exhibit.
Well, yeah, when you have that feeling, just know like this isn't going to go good.
And I've gotten that in there, and I won't go back in there. So.
Damn.
Sign waiver.
Do you have a superstition that you believe in?
No.
All right.
Superstitions to me are superstitions. I'm more science. I'm more, seeing it. I mean, the superstition wise, don't walk under a ladder.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let a black cat cross you. I got a black cat. He crosses my paths every day. But
You live in the unlucky.
Not really any superstitions. No.
All right.
That's awesome. I'll be honest. I got nothing else. I don't.
He's just starstruck over there.
I am, dude. This is so cool to set up, like, and just talk. It's just so cool. I like doing this. I mean, I love investigating, but I like doing this because I meet more people.
Oh, it's fun.
You know what?
Having a party.
We never asked. I don't know if we ever talked about it because you said you went and you did your own stuff, but like, what was the thing that made you get into the paranormal? Like, what was the catalyst? Did you see something, hear something? You're like, I need to look into this, or has it just been like
Well, I'm just going to
fascination?
give you a short version of what happened to me when I was 12. Lived in Springfield, Illinois, and the house was haunted. And it wasn't haunted by something that, casual spirit. This thing had red eyes, and it hurt my stepbrother. It hurt my mom and dad. It hurt my younger brother, and came after me. And it was just something that scared. When we moved back to California, it was a lot of therapy. And even the therapist didn't believe it because individually bringing us in there, and then she decided there was something going on. It was horrible. It was very horrible. And, you're 12 years old and you see something like this coming out of your closet, and it's something you don't ever forget, and you will never, ever forget. If I ever come across a location that with Zach and the guys and, read over the itinerary or about the place, if it says anything to do with orangish red eyes at all, you won't catch me going near it at all. I won't go near it. That's just something that's fed into my brain. And I don't think that it would be like, to me, this thing would know who I am.
Okay.
Because after a long period of time, I did research on the red, orange, glowing eyes that people have seen. And this thing has popped up all over the United States. Who's to say it's multiple? It could be one going through a portal, going through mirrors, anything it can do to get to some other place to destroy some young child. And yeah, that's something I don't want to go back on ever again, because I have this thing in my head thinking this thing's going to remember me. So,
damn, that's crazy. Like,
and then about 15 years old is when I stayed at night at my best friend's house. We were playing guitar and stuff. We were getting ready to take off in the morning. And I was sleeping on his bedroom floor, and you could hear knocking on his bedroom door. We were asleep. And I just looked up, and then I go, "Hey, dude, I think your dad's knocking." He goes, "No, it's not my dad." I go, "Hey." And he got
what?
the door. He goes, got up and opened up the door, and he goes, "See?" And I go, "What the hell was that?" And he goes, "Well, our house is haunted." And I go, "Are you fucking serious?" That's what drugged me back in. And ever since that day, I've been trying to find ways to communicate. So.
Holy
That's
crap.
awesome.
That is
I like
really
that your
cool.
friend's just like, nah, I'm a dad. Nah.
It does it every time. Does it all sometimes during the day, but doesn't bother us too much besides knocking every once in a while.
Damn.
Oh, okay. Whatever. I'm not standing out over here anymore.
Holy crap. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, well, even the red eyes bit, like I've seen shadow figures, I've seen apparitions. I've never seen just glowing red eyes. I honestly be the same way. If I ever heard anything about that, I'd be like, no, we're not going there. Sorry. Like, you can do this by yourself, Taylor. Bring somebody else with you.
This thing was just brutal. It did anything and everything just to totally make our lives miserable.
Yeah, dude. F that.
From arm off the bed, to opening up doors and slamming them into my small brother's face. Yeah, it was horrible. Ripping my brother's arm out of socket.
Holy
Oh my gosh.
dude.
So yeah, it was one of those You knew something was up when you walked up, and the whole hallway going down the hallway was nothing but those little 12 by 12 mirrors stuck on the wall from ceiling to both sides of the wall. The hallway was black. One of the rooms was red. They painted over it, but you could still see the outline of the red in the rooms and stuff. Don't know what it was, but I was too young to even care. Ended up sleeping in a van the last 2 nights we were there.
Yeah, dude. That.
I think my Schwinn bicycle is still in the basement.
Damn, those are collector's items too now.
Well, you can go get it.
Springfield, Illinois. We're in Wisconsin, Taylor, road trip.
We're close enough.
We're close enough. I got 2 Schwinn sitting here.
I know, right?
Is that a third?
Well, we ghost rided them because we had the storm cellar thing going on. And my stepfather was like, well, you got to put your bikes up. We ain't got no fences here. So somebody's going to steal them. I said, I'm not taking it down into that basement. And he goes, yeah, you are. So we opened up the basement door and ghost rided them right down inside there. And that's where they stayed. So.
Dang. Well, that is, yeah, I'd honestly do the same. I never go down in the, I hate basements. I hate going into basements, and adding red eyes to it just makes it even worse. So you know what? I have a radical fear of basements and spiders. So I feel
like everyone has a fear of basements.
not everybody.
They're just dirty.
I don't know. I'll go in a basement. It's just in the dark.
Fair.
Looking through a little 3 by 2.5 inch screen, the only way you can see.
Yeah. I love when we investigate and Blaine's like, Taylor, use the camera. You could see it. I'm like, Blaine, really? I cannot see.
I've gotten better at not making us do that.
Thanks.
So you always keep yourself a little pin light so you can look around every once in a while real quick.
Yep. I've gotten better, Taylor. You got to admit that.
Big light.
Big light.
Big light.
Big light.
Stick it on your head, comes off your forehead.
I have a motion activated garage light.
Wow.
So I just say big light. And then it died in the middle of investigating.
We have gotten evidence off of that garage light, though. That was cool.
Yeah, we have. Definitely.
So that was cool. I did like that. But seriously, Jeff, thank you. I literally don't have any questions. Taylor, do you have anything else before we take up any more of his time?
I don't think I have any questions, but I want to say thank you for
this was
talking
honestly
with us.
so cool.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
This is honestly so cool. If you're ever in Wisconsin, hit me up. I'm going to set up a place because there's a tannery that I know of that's super scary, and I never leave that place without like any evidence. A tannery, yeah.
You go and get a tan?
I mean, if you have an animal hide, we could probably fix up a machine, maybe. I'm too fair-skinned to tan, if you can see. So,
yeah, I need a couple. Yeah, I need a little bit. So,
but yeah, if you're ever in the area, dude, hit me up. I would love to meet up and just chat even more.
Cool.
Hell yeah. Jeff, again, thank you. Make sure you watch Ghost Adventures because you're going to see this guy and his cool gear. I don't know if there's any socials that you want to plug, Jeff, for people to like stay up to date with some of the stuff you're building or anything like that. But I mean, if there is,
most of the time I don't post it. So, you
yeah,
guys
you gotta keep it a secret for the TV, man.
Yeah, I got to keep it for the show. So,
yeah, dude.
When it's built, then you get to see it. I'll build, I'll show little tidbits of it, but then the finished product you won't see until the show.
I'm excited to see wherever that animatronic doll shows up. So, but yeah, thank you so much, man. Like, again, super appreciate it. And I literally cannot wait to talk to you more in the future. So thank you.
Great.
All right,
Blaine.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Hey, okay.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right.
Bye.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching or listening on your podcast catcher of choice. This has been such an incredible experience to talk with Jeff, and I thank him once again. Again, make sure you watch Ghost Adventures because you're going to see a lot of cool gear come up in the future. And if you want to stay up to date with us, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. All of our episodes are going up on there as well. We got a lot of cool content, and I'm really appreciative to anybody who subscribes to us there. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter /X, Instagram, TikTok. You can email us at ghostinus@gmail.com if you have a story that you'd like to share, or if you would like to be on the show. Don't be afraid. We're not ever going to think you're insane. Like, don't think like, oh, this couldn't happen to me, because, you know, it probably could have.
There's never any judgment.
Absolutely. This is a judgment-free zone. And I like to tell all my guests, we try to keep everything like laid back and chill. This isn't high stakes. We're not like doing surgery. So I like to keep everything.
It's no operation here.
No, we have a 100% success rate in survival. So let's go. Make sure to leave a review. That helps us get out to more people. And thank you again for listening, and we will see you in the next one.